So I'm going to use Visual Studio Code. Let's create a new folder. Let's actually, let's open. Well, I guess we've got to create it first. Let's see, pwd, I am at the desktop. You can see it right here and right there. So I'm just going to create a folder and call it Tesla 1. Then cd Tesla 1. Nice. Now we can start automating our frameworks from scratch after we open that folder. So let's go to desktop, Tesla 1, open up. So we're going to use Tesla terminal. You can do it right here, new terminal, but I just did it with the help of the keyboard. All right, so now we just got to go to QA lesson website and see an example. How do we do it? We create folder. Now let's run this command, which will install basically the same thing as npm init. -y flag means we're gonna accept all of the default answers. So we can see package.json, that's what we just created with the help of npm init -i. So let's switch back, run a second command to install WebdriverIO. As I said, this command will install WebdriverIO CLI, basically a command line interface tool that we're going to use here in the terminal. It's going to take the second, and after we're done with that one, we're going to generate configuration file with the help of this command right here. So this command is using WebdriverIO CLI binary right here. That's the thing we've just installed in a step above. As soon as this one is done, we are going to update our configuration file just to match our needs. So by default, it all goes into specs. Oh, actually, I think they updated that one. Oh no, yeah, by default it goes into test folder. In the test, we're gonna have a specs folder, but I don't like it. We're just gonna keep it in the specs folder. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. Step 6, create specs folder. We will store, okay, so now we're gonna create login folder because login is one of the tests that we're gonna have. You see that in specs, now we have a login folder right there. Create our first file, touch specs login dash spec. We're going to create test file right here. It's empty now, but we're going to fill it up with some data. Let's use that data by default, and we're going to update it in a second. Remove default test folder that we're not going to use. Oh, that's right. That's the one that comes from the one of the commands that we ran. Awesome. I think we should be good to go to run our automation framework just to see if it works, if we need to update anything, if we missed anything. So I think it's gotta go to Instagram, type in incorrect username, password, verify message, boom, awesome. Okay, so we're set up, our framework is running, but let's start with updating our configuration file, because most likely it looks like crap since that's the default setting. Okay, number one, we gotta update capabilities because we want our automation run in full screen mode. Otherwise, we might not see some of the elements that we need to see. So in order to do that, I think I have a code right here in the WebdriverIO. It's a little too big, make it smaller. Okay, what is wdio config file? Boom, an example of capabilities. And we're going to override this one right here. Awesome, now you can see that we're going to use Chrome browser, and we're going to use, we're going full screen mode right here. You can ignore the rest. You don't need that yet. Well, you might need headless. You might need to know about a headless mode because that is very important part of our framework as well. So I'm gonna comment it out, and that means that now, whenever we're on automation, actually, let me show an example. So if we are in a headless mode and we're on our code, you're gonna see this, meaning you see nothing. It runs on a background. You see no browser opens up. Why do we do that? Because it's faster, but it also failed. We don't know why it failed. We don't care. But for the second one, the second way is to run it without headless mode. It means now we're gonna open up the browser and we're gonna see what is happening. Okay, So I'm not sure why it failed. I would figure it out, but we're going to use different websites. So if we will see this issue again, we're gonna work with it. But for now, let's just move on. Okay, so we've got our, let's see, capabilities updated, log level info. I would advise everyone to put it in the header. Okay, let's move on. So now we updated it to header because we don't want to see all of these, um, all of this log. Okay, localhost now is going to be tesla.com. It's going to be our base URL where we're going to go with our tests. And I think we should be good for now. 1 minute is the maximum amount of time given for the entire test to run. Yeah, we should be good for now. Let's move on. Okay, let's update all of this. So we're going to navigate to default URL, browser.url. We're going to specify // which means we're going into the base URL. So whenever it sees / in the browser URL, it will open up our configuration file and pinpoint this, or just reference this URL right here. So we're going to navigate there, and let's see actual Tesla website. Tesla. I'm gonna hide my face. You guys don't need to see that anymore. Cool. So we're gonna navigate to the homepage. Then we're going to find this selector right here because our first test is going to make sure that we are able to log in. Let's see, we can use one of the classes right here, the text, or we can use URL. I think URL should be a good option to go. We're going to use it as an attribute. Oh, no, we're not going to use it as an attribute because it's not unique. Okay, let's just use the text version of it. I think I'm fine with that. So I don't think there are many. Geez, there are also 6 of them. Oh God. Okay, well, let's play with it. That sounds fun. So first one is located in this class. So we might also look for that class. And there are 44 of them. Fair enough, not gonna use that one as well. Legacy menu support, that might be an option. Okay, that's not an option. So we're gonna keep going one level up. Menu header nav, I think this class might work. Okay, nice, that's a unique one. And then we're gonna have, let's see, Tesla account. Oh, actually, that's going to be first one either way. Now we're going to see 2 of them. And this is going to be the first one. The second one is the one when the menu opened up. No, let's see. No, that's not the one. Second one is hidden. Well, we don't care. It's going to click on the first one in this case anyways. So we should be fine with the selector right here. Let's see if that's going to work. So we're going to navigate, and then we're going to wait for this one, wait for display. Actually, let's just use a debug mode and figure that all out. And while we do that, we have to increase max amount of the timeout. Well, we got to increase the timeout for the test. Otherwise, it's going to go for 60 seconds. Even if we're in a debug mode, it will fail. And we do not want that to happen while we're debugging it. Okay, cool. So we're in a debug mode. Now we can open up, there we go. Open our browser, wait for displayed. True means it's displayed. How about we click on this one, and then we're gonna know for sure if we can click on that one. Let's see. Yep, it worked. So we're just gonna stick, okay, I'm gonna kill it. We're gonna stick with this selector. So now let's create page object folder. So we're gonna use page object model to organize all of our code. So let's say mkdir POM is going to be our page object model, and we're going to see it right here. And then inside of the POM, we are going to create another folder and call it login. And then inside of the login, we're going to create another file, call it login page.js. And we do call it login-page.js because we already have a login-spec.js. If we wouldn't say spec or page, you would see both of them. You'd be like login, like where the hell do I go? Which one is mine? So that's why we do it. Okay, and then here we are going to create a class and call it, we're going to call it login. I think that's how we do it. And then in a class, we're going to get a getter. I'll see, let me steal one of the getters from the other project that I have right here. Okay, cool. Okay, there we go. We're going to get this getter right here. And we're going to call it, let's see, Tesla account button. And we're going to put a selector right here. And that selector is going to be this one. Okay, I'm going to paste it in here. Sweet. By the way, you can see an example of these getters and everything else. If you go to QL lesson, page object model, yeah, I should actually use this one. Yeah, I can just copy paste these and start working from them. Cool. Okay, we have one getter, then we're gonna duplicate it, and then we're gonna have few of them. So the second one is going to be called username txt, which stands for text, and this one is going to be password txt, which is also, and then we're going to need login button. This should start from a lowercase. Okay, so for the rest of them, we're going to find selectors. So after we click on this guy, we are going to have to find these selectors. Awesome. ID, form, input, identity. That's exactly what we need. So here's the trick. You see two of them, right? But one of them is HTML. Second one is a JavaScript. You can ignore JavaScript since we're using CSS selectors and it's not going to see anything in JavaScript. So that's going to be our username. Okay, username txt, that's the one right here. And a password should be something similar since they're using IDs. Form input, yep, there we go. Also two of them, also JavaScript, so we can also use it. Gonna paste it right here. And the login button, or it's a sign in button, pardon me, I'm gonna have to update that. Type submit is going to be only one on the page, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, sweet. So number one, let's update name to submit. Number two, let's update this selector. Sweet. And you know what? We got to create a helper method because we're going to use this code lots of times. So the login should also start from a lowercase. And we're going to do this. We're going to say this dot username.txt dot set value, which means type in text. And it's going to come from the param username, which will live right here. Then the second one is going to be password. And we're going to also pass in the password. So this password txt, yep. And the last one is going to be click, and we're going to click on submit button. Is it submit? Hold on. Sign in. Geez. Sign in button. We're going to copy paste it right here. Cool. The only one thing is we gonna have to wait for one of these selectors to be displayed first, or even wait for clickable. Otherwise, we might have a race condition when we will try to type in our value, but it will not be clickable at the moment or typable. Okay, let's move back here. So now we are right here. So we need to, number one, remove stuff that we're not going to use. Number two, we have to require our login page. So const login page equals to require. And then we're going to say dot slash. Nope, that's not going to work. Dot slash POM. Yep, slash login slash. There's only one option. Awesome. So now, since we have referenced the page object, we can say login page dot login, and we're gonna pass our username and password. So for example, I'm gonna pass I just gonna call it test, and the password is going to be 123. And after we do that, let me actually remove all this stuff. It's not gonna get used. And we're gonna put it in the debug mode so we would see what is going on and if we got a result we've been waiting for. But before we move on, I think, oh, hold on, that's not good. When I do function F12 or go to this, go to definition, it should take us there. It means something is not right here. Class login. Oh, that's right. We have to export it. Let me see. Let me just remind myself, how do we do it? We do it like this. That's right. Thanks, Skill lesson. Now, if we go here, we do go to definition, it will take us here. Awesome. Okay, but before we run it, remember we had to click on Tesla account first, and this selector doesn't live on a login page; it lives on a home page. So we're going to have to create another one, another folder, call it a home page, and then put a new file in there. Homepage dash page.js. That's going to be in our page object, and we're going to copy paste this one just to have an example, and we're going to rename it real quick. And we do copy paste because we do not want to write from scratch, because as the human we can make a hell of a bunch of mistakes. Okay, cool. Now we have a home page. Page object which has only that button. We're fine with that for now. So let's get here, navigate to URL, and then we're gonna have to import our homepage object. Okay, slash homepage slash. You see this whenever I do delete slash and then I put a slash again, it shows me all the options. And now we have only one homepage JS file. That's why we're going to use it. Okay, and now we can say homepage dot, it gives me an option. That's the only one we have. Dot wait for clickable. And I'm gonna copy paste it. By the way, I use whenever you are on a line, doesn't matter where, even if you're in the middle of the word, you do Command C, Command V, and you get that same line duplicated if you're in the VS Code. Cool, let's move on. And then we simply update it to click. We're gonna add a comment. Click on Tesla account link. Okay, then we do this, then login. All right, now we can run it. Let's find the same command to run it, wdio blah, blah, blah. And let's see, it'll take us to login page, click on this one, type your account is logged due to too many failed sign-in attempts. Awesome. You know what? We could actually make this our make this one be our first test case. So we're gonna put incorrect username password and get this message. Your account is locked due to. So this would be the locked account message. Let's see. Your account has been locked. Okay, let's use this attribute. Yeah, let's use this attribute as our selector. So yeah, account locked. Let's put it right here as the getter. Paste it, cut it out, update selector, and then update this one. Account locked label. Perfect. And then I should not be able, let's call it differently. Should get locked upon, should get locked upon too many attempts of login. Hopefully I did it right grammar wise. Anyways, so we're gonna do this one, then we're gonna get or verify error message. Just so you know, this might not be the case. Maybe this task will fail tomorrow. I'm gonna use it just as an example for today. In real life, I wouldn't do it this way. I would, try to log in 5 times and then, or as many as we need to, depending on requirements, and then I would verify that we get this one, but I'm just gonna verify it now. So homepage. Oh, actually that one is on a login page dot, let's see, what do we call it? We called it account locked dot wait for displayed. And after we get that one, yeah, we're gonna wait for displayed, and then gonna say const error message equals to get text. So first we wait for the message to be displayed, then we get text of that message, and it should return as this text right here. And then we're going to use expect. I'll import it in a second. Expect error message to equal this text right here. So expect needs to be imported. Expect actually has to be in curly braces. Expect equals to require, and it's going to require chai. Okay, so now I have to install chai. Let me kill this session by pressing and holding Control-C. And now we're going to install chai, npm I chai. So this should install chai, and we're going to see it right here. You just saw it appear, right? Sweet. So let's go back to spec. Now, if we run our test, it should pass unless I'm missing something. Booms, let's run it. Okay, navigates, clicks on a Tesla account, tries, boom, boom, boom. So expected, your account is locked due to too many fails, blah, 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 to equal too many failed attempts. I think we're missing something like a space. Okay, right there. Oh, yeah, that space. Yep, that was a mistake. So if we're gonna run it again, we shall see that it will pass. Unless otherwise. Okay, perfect. Now it's passing. Verify message. We can even do that, or just say, let's put it separately. Let's say get error message. Verify error message. And yeah, first we're gonna get it. The second one we're gonna verify it. Okay, cool. We're done with the first test. Second test, we should be able to log in. Should be able to log in. Okay, so same thing, but we're going to pass our actual credentials. So let's do this. Let's create another folder right here. Call it data, and then in data we're gonna create new file. Let's call it credentials.json. Why JSON? Because it's a JavaScript object notation. It's a super simple way to store data in JS. Okay, so let's call it credentials. Now let's call it. So for this step, let's call it login spec. And then here, we're going to pass two params, username. And the username is going to be test123. By the way, we should use double quotation marks or double quotes. That's the way we do it in a what do you call it? In JSON. It doesn't allow you to use single quotes. Let's call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and save it, run it. So we will verify that it will fail. And after we verify it failed, I'm gonna stop my screen share. I'm gonna put my actual credentials here, and then I'm gonna run it so you guys would not see it. So let's do this. We're gonna require something, const credential. Let's call it creds. Or you know what? Let's do it right way. Credentials. I tell everyone in the office that you should do it the right way, and I'm not going to do it right way here. That's going to be a shame if someone will see that. Okay, so we do dot slash data slash credentials. Okay, so now we can use these credentials right here. Say credentials dot login spec dot username and credentials.loginspec.password. So same thing. So now this test will fail. I gotta remove this because that's not the legit name for it. And also I gonna put a dot only, so it would run only this test right here. Okay, let's see. So opens up. So it should pass now, but we should just see Tesla 123. Yeah, we did see Tesla 123. It means we were able to successfully import it from that JSON file. Okay, perfect. Now we're ready to go. So you know what? Let's make it fail. 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. Okay, it's opening up, clicking on Tesla account, typing in data, signing in, and boom, perfect. So we're logged in. You can see my account right here. You can even see my 2 cool Cybertrucks that are coming in 2022. So it's going to wait for a little bit and then fail, saying, hey, it's still not displayed after 10 seconds or 10,000 milliseconds, which is awesome because we wanted to log in. We did not want it to fail this test. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete this, put a browser debug right here, run it, see how can we verify that we were able to log in. Number 1, we can verify URL. And number 2, we can verify one of the selectors. And that's actually what we're going to do. So after we log in, we always see a logout button, right? Before we did not see it. So now we can use the same thing. We can paste this one, verify we have 7 of those. Awesome. That's not gonna work. Oh, Jesus, yeah. Okay, so let's see. This one lives in header. And the header is, it is header primary right. Okay, I think that one should give us a clue. Okay, I'm gonna update. Perfect. So we have 2 selectors here. This is the parent. or the grandparent selector, this class, and then the grandchild or child, I don't remember, this attribute right here. So class and attribute. We use dot in front of the classes. We use square brackets around attributes. Attributes are key value pairs. For example, class equals to something or something equals to something is an attribute. Okay, cool. Let's move on. So this one should, let's call it logout button. So let me move this panel page. Okay, we're gonna add a new getter here. So I'm gonna paste it. I'm gonna go up, Command C, Command V, go down, cut it out. Just I'm explaining a way of how to make it work fast. Paste it, and then let's call it log out button. Okay, so we're gonna put a log out button right here, and then say verify user was logged in. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. And now we should have legit tests, should be able to log in, because it will go to homepage. You will wait for the account button to be clickable. We'll click on it. It will log in with our credentials, and it will verify the user was logged in. Awesome. Let's do this. And after this, we should be pretty much set with our first 2 automation tests. Click here, click there, and now it's waiting for the logout button to appear right there. And boom, yeah, it was so fast, pardon me, that we didn't even have a chance to see it with our eyes. Awesome, we got 2 tests running. I mean, we can run 2 tests now. Let's do it. Let's just verify that both of them work. And then we can move on to a 3rd test, and also we can create some helper method. So first one just passed, second one is going to pass after that one, that logout, yep, logout button appeared, and you can see that 2 tests have passed. So now let's quickly look at Tesla website. So Tesla website has the big menu on the right side, right? And we have many items right here. So there are 2 ways how to put it in a page object. Way number 1 is to copy selector for every one of them. Way number 2 is to write a function that will loop through all of them, put it in the object, and then click on the one that you need to click on. I'm going to show it to you as well. Actually, I will put a link. Yeah, we don't need to show that. I'm going to put a link where you can find the video where this is already automated. Yep, you can see right here on the top. Thank you for your time. That should be it for our first video. So we're going to create a playlist, and we will. I will keep adding automation of other websites, so you know how to automate things differently for different websites. Thank you for your time. I will see you soon.